Okay, continuing my Alpine adventure through the Alps in Switzerland. We're currently at Lugano Airport in Switzerland, and we're going to fly north and east to Samedan, Switzerland, through the Alps. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here we are in the cockpit. Before we take off, I think it's probably appropriate that I explain a little bit. A lot of times I'm flying on what's called autopilot, but autopilot does not mean that I'm not controlling the plane and the plane is flying itself completely. I'll explain. First of all, I can set the altitude where I want to fly at, so I'm going to show you how I'm doing that. You'll see the altitude come up here. I'm going to fly up to 5,000 feet. If you look right up here, right up close, let me get up here closer, you'll see the altitude changing. I'm going to set it to 5,000 feet. Okay, next I'm going to set something called the flight level change mode, which is right here. And what that is if you look right here, it says Y, look over here, you'll see it says YGXR. X is the fastest climb rate, which I'm going to use. So to climb, we want to set the speed to 62 knots. Alright, and I turned on FLC, which is flight change. That's why you see the 62 knots there. So after we take off, all I have to do is press autopilot, and the plane will continue to fly up to 5,000 feet at a speed of 62 knots, which is the fastest rate of climb. Okay, and I'm also going to set the heading to approximately, we look here, 21 degrees magnetic, probably about 10 degrees magnetic. So you'll see the heading bug is right here. See that thing coming around? I want it to go to 10 degrees magnetic. Right here, you see it says 10 degrees. Also a little heading bug on the oven. You can see that move on the bottom. Okay. All right, once I set the autopilot, I haven't turned autopilot on yet. Once I'm up in the air and have climbed enough, I'll turn on autopilot. It'll follow that heading. And anytime I want to change course, all I have to do is change the heading bug and it'll turn to the new heading. So that's how I steer when it's in autopilot. Okay, so without further ado, let's take off. Turn on. Take off the parking brake. We'll taxi out here and take off. I'm not going to use air traffic control. Just going to taxi right out onto the runway. We should have plenty of runway here. I don't have to go all the way to the end. We'll just take off right from here. Give it full throttle. Okay, 50 knots, 55, 60 knots. Here we go. Rotate. We're up. I'm just going to climb up a ways, and then, as I explained, I'm going to press autopilot. We're up, we're probably about 300 feet off the ground now. I want to get a little higher. Then I'll push autopilot. Okay, I pressed autopilot. Now it's on autopilot. It's going to follow that heading and climb to 5,000 feet. Outside front view. That's Lugano. We're going to follow Route 2. And that's that highway right there. Right through the pass. We're going to climb up to 5,000, follow it through the mountains at about 5,000 feet. Take a look back at whence we came. See on the, if you look at the lake, you can see the airport just on the edge of the lake. In the background there. Alright, we've been following Route 2 and we're coming out now onto town of Bellinzola. We're coming out into the Ticona Valley. We're going to continue to follow Route 2, which goes to the right, until we get to Bellinzola. Turn to the right now. Straight ahead is the town of Bellinzola, which, as I said, is located inside the Ticona Valley. As we continue up the Ticona Valley, we're going to look for, there's 3 fortresses of Bellinzola. Great Fortress, Montebello Fortress, and Sasse Corbaro Fortress. And if we look down here, that's the fortress called Great Fortress or Grande Fortress. There's the other fortress, which is the Montebello Fortress, and there should be another fortress up on the hill here, but I can't seem to see it. I don't see where it is. Anyway, we saw 2 out of 3. There's one. There's the other one. Look at this. Look at the wall. Huh. As we fly over it. Pretty good. Continuing up the valley. Below us is the town of Vito Castione, located where the Ticona Valley meets the Ticona Valley. Now we're going to turn to the right and follow the Mescalina Valley up Highway 13. Going to increase our altitude here. Remember I told you we turn the autopilot, you see it up here at the top. As I increase it, I'm going to climb up to 11,000 feet. I use flight level change mode. I'm going 113 knots. I just lower the speed down to 65 knots. It means the plane will slow down because it's climbing, and it'll stay at that speed until we get to 11,000 feet. The plane's at full throttle right now as we climb. As we climb, I'm going to turn to the left to follow the Mescalina Valley. Alright, let's take a look around from an external point of view. Switzerland is nothing but mountains and valleys. Changed my mind about climbing. I think I'm going to go back down to about 6,500 feet. I don't need to be at this altitude yet. I want to get a little closer to the ground so we can see some scenery. Continuing to follow this valley, and Highway 13. I just took over manually, gave it full throttle. It looks like we have to gain some altitude to get through here. I didn't think we had to be this high, but I guess we do. It's going to be close. Get over these ridges here. I don't want to stall the plane either. 75 knots. If I get down to like 60 knots or so, the plane will stall at this altitude. I think we can make it. I'm pulling back on the yoke. Phew, I think we made it. Looking back over the plain, we can see Mount Vogelberg. That snow-capped mountain there is the source of the Rhine River. Point. This is called the Hinterrhein Valley, and that's the Hinterrhein River, which I guess must be the start of the Rhine at some point. Following Route 13, we come to a lake called Lake Suffner, which is a reservoir used for water regulation. We're going to continue following Route 13 to the municipality of Thusis, where the National Road 29 joins 13 from the east. You can see here it looks like there's a dam at the end of this, it is a reservoir, it looks like it's dammed right there. How about that? Look at this scenery, it's spectacular. Looks like somebody lives up on the hill over here. Looks like a little village. Alright, this is the village of Thusis, where National Road 29 joins Highway 13. Find Highway 29. Guess we're not quite there yet. We turned to follow Route 13 follow Route 29 to the municipality of Albula, which is right up ahead here. we're following the Albula River to Filzor. North of Filzor is a river, Landwasser, which cuts through a deep gorge and a spectacular bridge. The Landwasser Viaduct spans the river. Let's see if we can catch a glimpse of that. Take it over manually here. I think we went too far. We might have missed that viaduct. Well, there it is. There it is, out the pilot's window. Right there. Look at that bridge. That's the viaduct they're talking about. How about that? All right, now we got to return back to whence we came. We just took a ride up that river, and we're going back to Albula. At this point, I'm going to turn left and follow this valley to the left, which is called the Gizia Valley. According to the instructions, I'm supposed to also gain altitude up to 10,000 feet, so we'll do that. Set this to 10,000 feet. Excuse me. Okay, turn on flight level change down to, let's go down to 70. So we got it full throttle and try and flight level change to 70s, so it'll climb at 70 knots until it reaches 10,000 feet. As we fly down this valley, that body of water up ahead is called the Lake Marmorera. I think you have to be Swiss to pronounce these names. Lake Marmorera. And it's supposed to be held back by the Marmorera Dam. When the dam was completed in 1954, the rising lake covered the original village of Marmorera, which was rebuilt above the water line. Alright, I see the dam up ahead. There's the dam right there. That must be the village that was built above the water line after the dam was built. Right there. Alright, this is mountain here is Mount Gravasalvas. Supposed to fly over the top of this mountain, which is what we're doing. Just going right over the top of it. Going over the top of it until we can see this lake. The lake is fed by the source, considered the source of the River Inn, the third largest tributary of the Danube. We're going to turn left at this point. Up this valley. This is Lake Sills. Supposed to follow the river in, which flows through the lake, through Lake Silvaplana to the town of St. Moritz. Town hosted the Winter Olympic Games and the Alpine World Ski Championships. Several prominent celebrities own properties in and around the town. That's up ahead here. I see our airport up ahead. This is Lake Silva below us here. The town of Silvaplana below us. This is the town of St. Moritz. Moritz. Once we get past this hill, I'll take over manually and fly the plane to land it. Cutting the throttle a little bit. Alright, autopilot off. Pulling those up, lose some speed. Full flaps. Flaps are in. On final.
500.
Throttle's almost all the way off. Increase the throttle a little high. Looking good, a little high. Come down some more. Looks like an easy landing, no trees around. Cut the throttle. Keep the nose off the ground, flare. The nose off the ground.
Stall.
And we're down. Okay, leg 6 is completed. One more leg to go. Take a quick look around here. Put the flaps up. Looks like a fairly large airport. They got a control tower. Okay, that's it for leg 6.